The More Gas, More Mess trophy in Tomb Raider the Angel of Darkness was a real pain in the butt to unlock, and despite it being just a silver trophy, it was probably one of the toughest trophies to earn in the entire game, as the restrictions and time limits on this trophy are pretty tight. So this trophy takes place in the Galleries Under Siege level. Upon your return to the Louvre, you find that a bunch of soldiers have taken over the building, and in order to unlock the trophy, you need to not only escape, but also do it while killing all of the soldiers in the level, and not using any health packs and the respirator. Well, what could possibly go wrong, eh? The challenge starts as soon as you enter this room and see the cutscene. Immediately after it, you'll be in a room with a guard at a doorway in front of you, which you can easily take out using your weapons. And after killing him, you'd naturally think to go straight into this next room, wouldn't you? But that would actually be wrong. No, instead, what you then need to do is turn around and backtrack into this other room and get to about here to spawn in 3 more enemies. Yeah, that's right. At several points in this level, you can miss certain enemies that spawn in behind you if you don't go back into previously cleared rooms. It's stupid and really annoying, and it makes this trophy more BS than it should be. Just put all the enemies in there at once. I'm Lara Croft, I can handle these. I killed a T-Rex for God's sake. Now, as soon as you spawn them in, you'll want to do a 180 and go back to where you came from to kill the one guy behind you, and then turn around and go back into that room where you triggered the spawn, as 2 more soldiers are up ahead there. Killing them like this is advised, because if you stay in that room to fight or are slow to move into that second room, the 2 in here will tear you a new one, and you really need all the health you can get for this challenge, as combat is unreliable at best, and you won't always come out on top, even though you did everything right. So after killing those enemies, you can now finally go through that doorway, and as you run down this long corridor, 2 enemies drop down in front of you, which can usually be taken out pretty easy, and it's here where you again must not keep moving forwards, as you now need to turn back and kill this enemy that has spawned in behind you. And amazingly, this fella isn't the only one, so the game now expects you to go back to that very first room to kill another soldier that has spawned in. Bear in mind, this guy won't chase you, so if you don't backtrack, you'll never fight him. Honestly, these respawning enemies make this challenge so stupid, but thankfully that is the last of them. So after killing him, you can now finally progress forwards. As you go down this narrow corridor, there'll be another soldier here for you to take out. And it's around here that you may notice that your red health bar in the top left corner of the screen has suddenly turned green. Yep, remember all that green smoke you've been walking through? Well, it turns out it's toxic gas. So now, along with not trying to get hit and not lose health, and being quick so that your breath meter doesn't run out, you now have a third thing to worry about: poison. Because if it goes green, that means you are poisoned, and your health bar will now quite rapidly deplete. And when Lara Croft goes up staircases so free and slowly, you're going to have to jump everywhere and take as many shortcuts as you can on this convoluted route through the level, because if you aren't fast enough, one of those 3 will end up getting you killed. I should mention though that you can thankfully use the antidote pills if you have them in your inventory, as they will stop the poison without voiding the trophy. So if you ever see your health bar go green, use one of those right away so you don't lose much health. Upon going up the stairs and dealing with the guy there, you'll then enter this room to get a respirator to help you breathe, but we can't equip this to stop the blue bar depleting, as that voids the trophy. So other than the speed upgrade you get here, it's pointless coming here, but you do have to come here to trigger everything, so sadly you can't skip this annoying part. So now we backtrack again, heading down the stairs, making sure you jump down them to get down quicker, and back up that corridor to find 2 guards waiting for us here. And these 2 were just wildly inconsistent for me, more so than the others, as sometimes I'd kill them with a few bullets, and other times they'd be absolute bullet sponges, and I'd just run out of ammo and then have to awkwardly change my weapon, all the while hoping they didn't shoot me dead. And this happened multiple times, which was just really frustrating. But upon defeating them, you can then go through this doorway, and it's here where you'll get ambushed and have to fight around 5 or so soldiers at once, and this is probably what will kill a lot of your runs. as this section just highlights the really bad shooting mechanics in this game, as you can be blasting away at enemies and seemingly not hurting them, only for them to just hit you once or twice and you just rapidly die. It's a really awkward section, and it never feels quite comfortable to just cape them all on in this room, and even if you're hiding behind the pillars you can still sometimes hit. And I died here multiple times due to either just losing all my health from their gunfire or simply just running out of breath. It's a really tough part of the run, and due to how the health bar depletes, as in you get hit and then eventually that health will disappear, it can really catch you off guard when an enemy just appears out of nowhere, shoots you a bunch, and all of a sudden you just realise your health is all gone and you're actually dead, despite the health bar still playing catch up. And this part was just really frustrating to die on. And eventually I did manage to get past them, and once you do and you kill all those enemies, it's just a case of running down the stairs, killing the last guy that spawns at the bottom of the staircase, and, well, eventually killing him, because you'll probably run out of ammo again here and have to switch to yet another weapon. But as soon as you do that, you just run down the stairs and through this door to finish the level? Oh, I don't believe it. I ran out of breath right at the end. Oh, God's sake. So yeah, I had to replay this a bunch of times before I finally managed to do it, and then I triggered the cutscene, and the trophy is supposed to pop in between two of these cutscenes here, and I waited, and what do you know? The trophy didn't unlock. Yep, despite me killing all of the guards and not use any health or respirators, the trophy didn't pop, so I had to do it again, and when I got there again, the trophy still didn't unlock. What the hell? And I thought maybe this was glitched, because I am playing Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness after all, which has a bunch of glitchy trophies in this game. One of which happened in a level before this one, the 2 steps to Hades trophy in the Breath of Hades room. This one was an absolute pain because it requires you to jump across this section using just 2 pillars and grab all of the collectibles in this area before exiting, and this one was just an absolute pain because, again, it's the controls let down this game massively, because it can be really awkward to actually get Lara to jump without just either walking off the edge or flying too far forwards or doing a really short hop and not actually getting to the platform, or even when you get a jump just right, she'll just slam into the side of it and not grab on. This one was just an absolute pain. Getting over there was a challenge where I just died countless times, and then once you get the jewel at the other side of the room, you then have to make your way back across the same 2 pillars. Whereas if you're doing it normally, you could probably do shorter hops onto a bunch of different pillars, and you also have to make sure you get all of those pickups on that like dragon statue that's sort of in the middle of the room to one side, and then you've got to try and do this final jump here, which just took me an absolute age. And when I finally got over there, again, the trophy just didn't unlock for me. I was waiting around here in this next level for the trophy to pop, and it never came. And it turns out that it's really glitchy, and you need to make sure you leave these 2 pickups at the start of the level in the hidden chamber till last, otherwise it might not unlock. And that just sucks. The Rocket Woman trophy was also a pain that took me a while, because even though I was standing on these platforms and jumping off without taking damage, it still wouldn't pop when I did 5, and I had to reload this over and over again. So yeah, I think I was justified in thinking this trophy was glitched. But I decided to look back at all my recorded footage, and that's when I stumbled across this, which happened at the very start of the level. Before I even got to that room, I got shot by this guard and lost a bit of my health, and I knew what was ahead of me. I knew this was a challenge where I'd need all of the health I could get. So I decided to just heal before I got to that room where the trophy starts. So I healed up so I was full health, so that I had every opportunity to do this challenge at the best possible outcome. That didn't even make sense, but you know what I mean. I wanted to set myself up to be the best that it could be before I started this challenge, and I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, well, I'm healing before this bit takes place, so surely that's okay. And then as soon as I go in, I'm clearly ruined it. So annoyingly, after spending about half an hour trying to do this, I realised that I'd already failed it before I'd even began, before I'd even took that first step or fired that first bullet on that first guard, I'd already voided it myself. So yeah, this was a bit of a fail by myself for this trophy, but even despite me messing it up, I still think this trophy is that other BS Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness trophy, because the poison stuff is really annoying. You're already having to deal with a lot, and you don't really need to have the poison messing you up either. The fact that you have to backtrack a lot to spawn in enemies is also stupid. They should all just be there to begin with. So yeah, what did you think of this trophy?